Today, we're going to talk about power sander safety. So these sanders here on the left, those are the sanders that we use at school. And this sander here on the right, that's a sander that I have at home. And I wanted to have that there to illustrate that this is a very common tool. And because it's so common, people have them and they don't really respect them like they should. And now Mr. DeFelice is going to demonstrate our first sander safety rule. Make sure the sander is turned off before you plug it in. So you can see he checks it, plugs it in, and everything is safe for operation. In this second video, plugs it in prior to checking the sander. The sander goes off by itself, possibly falling on you or the floor, causing damage or injury. So always make sure the sander is turned off. In this picture, you can see Mr. DeFelice pointing to the off position. So double check, make sure the sander's off before you plug it in. So the sander seems pretty safe. It's a smoothing tool. You think that the bottom of the sander is pretty easy to work with, but really, you need to treat the sander like there's a saw blade spinning around the edge of the sander. Mr. DeFelice is pointing to the metal edge you'll find on the bottom, and that is like a saw blade. That can cut you severely. So always treat the sander like a saw. Our next safety rule is very important. Always watch where you're sanding and know what you're sanding. You can see here that Mr. DeFelice, he was doing some sanding and he sanded over a screw that damaged the paper. Could have damaged the sander also. Luckily it didn't damage Mr. DeFelice. So always watch and know what you're sanding. So the sander is a great tool to use. It really improves the finish quality of your project and saves a lot of time. So please make sure you follow these safety rules and make sure, most importantly, you sand safely.